Hey, Coach Patrick here in Dirt Station. Super excited for today's episode because I'm letting you know that the OutSeason program, which launches November 4th with our first workout, getting ready for the 14-week program, is now officially live. Its pre-sale is open. Well, okay, I'm lying because it's been open for a little while for people on the team, for alumni of the team, people on our newsletter, etc. But for the general public, it's open now. This is an opportunity for you to transform your winter training. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it today so you understand the value of your winter training and understand what we've created for you here inside of Dirt Station. So, first of all, what's the story behind the out season, right? Because it maps a lot to what you've experienced as an endurance athlete, which is um, being in a race, having a subpar race, and trying to figure out what went wrong, right? Was it the nutrition? Was it my legs? Was the weather bad? Did I make some bad decisions? Like, what are all the things that happen there? 99% of athletes, when they finish a race and they don't do well, blame themselves and they blame two things. Number one, they blame something that happened on race day, or number two, they blame something that happened in training. Now, on race day, most of the time it's some other problem, right? Somebody cut me off, somebody stepped on my foot, somebody knocked over my bike, uh, somebody decided to put bad nutrition on the course. Like the world is full of these stories where like race day somehow undermined you. But the other part, and the more insidious part, is actually looking back at your training. And athletes will say, you know what? I think I broke down on that run because I didn't run enough. Or I think I got tired at mile 90 of 120 miles on that bike ride because I just didn't do enough volume. And so the solution to these challenges are really hard. Like one, change race infrastructure or change race luck. Not going to happen, right? So just how could you be to blame, right? But more importantly, the other side, the insidious side, is that people say, I need to do more. So they look at, when they get to the same period last year, the next year they look like the last year and they say, oh, like I was doing 40 miles a week of running, I need to do 50 miles a week of running. Or my long ride was like 100 miles, I got to do like 120 miles, 130 miles. Like I got to do more in the same amount of time to get better results. That's not what happens, right? That's just not how it works. You can't simply add more onto your schedule without having further problems that probably were undermining you in the first place, and that is an inconsistently designed and executed season. So inside Endurance Nation, when we noticed that our athletes were following protocol and following race execution guidance that we knew worked on both cases, but we're still not having the results we wanted, we had to go back to the lab and take a look and see what was going wrong. What we discovered was that the athletes who were successful were the ones who'd put together a full season of training, 9 months, 9 to 10 months. They'd done that through a variety of methodologies. Some of it, for sure, luck, sometimes fortune in terms of having resources and amenities available to them, or a schedule that allowed that to happen. The athletes who were not as successful on race day, who still followed the protocol, still followed race day execution guidance, those are the ones who had a much more variable season. They either got injured, they had lots of vacation or work stress, they didn't get started until later, they were still trying really hard, but they had put themselves at a significant material disadvantage by starting too late. So we fixed that by turning the winter period, which is normally a dead season of time where people are not paying attention, doing whatever they want, trying to stay fit or maybe picking up a race or finding a proxy for endurance training. We decided to turn that into the most important season, the most important part of your year. And we've successfully done so. Since 2009, more than 10,000 athletes have used the out season on their path to endurance success. And here's why it works. Number one, it's a program that's easy to follow and you're able to stay consistent. We have people who are doing the program with you, so you have accountability. So all of a sudden, 14 weeks doing these harder sessions, not so hard because everybody's here. The best part is it's the winner. No one else is doing a race. No one's changing up and peaking or switching out or changing modalities or leaving or whatever it is. Everyone's in for the winner. Like we're all doing the winner. We have one goal, exit the winner with new fitness, right? So that is a really powerful mechanism. Number two, we do high quality training. Interval training is great for groups and it's great for you. First, you can see the progress happen. Number two, it's super motivating to wake up and see the people on the East Coast did this and you're about to do that. You can challenge yourself, use your peers as a proxy, both to learn from, but also to challenge yourself a little bit more. Hey, if Jane could do it, I could do it, right? If Ricky can get that far, I can go even a little bit further, right? The group training becomes a mechanism through which, like any youth sport program, or if you're a rec league as well, challenges you to be a little bit better through social engineering. Okay. But more importantly, the intervals allow you to see progress yourself, right? So week to week, you can see the numbers going up, which is super motivating. Most of our experience, we monitor our training, the miles may be going up, but the numbers are going down. My heart rate's dropping. I'm fatigued. I'm not fueled enough. I'm fatigued. My HRV is going down. Everything's going tail in a handbasket because I'm super fatigued and I'm trying to add too much at that same period of time, right? So we fix that. Then we add the mental component to it as well. And not just mental toughness. Sure, doing intervals is mentally tough. We actually have a really robust education component to here. We have guest speakers that come in and talk to us about nutrition and strength, mental fitness, all those pieces. We also have a regularly scheduled office hour session where you can drop in, ask questions for your training, get feedback, and help modify your training program as needed as you go through it. So you're in charge of the program. You're in charge of all of the extra, elements you want to add or remove. You can use your Monday and Friday rest days as you see fit to add more stress to your week, take less stress out of your week, more recovery, or add something else into your week, depending on the sport or what you're doing this winter in terms of what you want to do. Some people use their Fridays for escaping to the mountains. I recommend that if you can do it. Go for it. Okay. And then finally, the last and most important part of this out-season program, which I'm super proud of as well, is the focus on progress. It's not about who's the fastest. When we take races out of the equation, then success is about the delta that you create with your fitness. So most teams and most athletes celebrate the fastest people, the ones who can go put up the big numbers or qualify for Boston or whatever those goals may be. But we're all in it together. And the best part here is that in the out season, since we take the races out of the mix, it's all about you and how you're doing. Sure, we have challenge sessions every month. You can go out there and do some work. And if you want to be competitive, jump into a Zwift race. We'll have workouts on Zwift and all those modalities as well. But really what it means is, are you getting better? And we celebrate that here inside the team. The athletes that get recognized are the ones that see the biggest gains. And oftentimes it's athletes that are traditionally at the back of the pack who've not had a great season before. They are having a fantastic time in the winter and the structure because they're doing quality training. They're not playing some sick volume game. If I run 10 miles and it takes me an hour and you run 10 miles and it takes you 3 hours, it's much harder on your body. People will say, oh, but you ran much slower. So, obviously it wasn't so hard. No, that's a long ass time to run. That beats up your body. And for most endurance athletes, they play endurance games. And the majority of us suffer mightily inside that space. We don't have the time or the ability to recover or the schedule really to make it happen. Inside Endurance Nation, we leverage intensity. We do fast before far. We make a program that's manageable. It's customizable through our functional threshold training sessions. We have weekly check-ins with coaches. We have additional resources for you if you're doing a triathlon or if you're doing an off-road race. We have programs that you can add in for strength training, functional strength, core strength, depending on what it is you're focused on. We have different ability levels in the program. You may be a beginner on the bike, but advanced on the run. We have a program for that. If you're just doing cycling and you're in the middle of the pack, we've got a program for that. All of it lives inside here for you as an athlete who's a part of the program. We've been doing the out season since 2009. This year, 2024, 2025, will be our 16th out season. Right? So you're joining a program that's not only been established, but it's actually been refined because every year we improve our out-season programs. This isn't the same program just thrown at you again a new year. Just like, look, here's somebody new from St. Louis. I know you're from Michigan. Like, hey, meet each other. Yay, it's new. That's not new. Every year we rewrite our workouts to make sure they're as optimized as possible based on the feedback from our athletes and what we're trying to achieve with you in this new cohort based on our own training experiences and then also what the science tells us. It's a fantastic place to be. And there's never been a better time to join because the price is crazy low. We dropped it down low enough so that anybody can afford to sign up. It's just $10 a week. $10 a week for all of this that I'm talking about today. And you can come inside and check it out. If you don't like it, you're welcome to ask us for your money back if it doesn't seem to work out for you, if you don't like using Zwift, if you don't like regular coach check-ins, if you're not a fan of the social side, if the learning materials and the other discounts that you have available to you, the $250 discount on our training camps that you get access to, all those things, if it's just too much goodness and you just can't possibly handle it, I'll be happy to take care of you. We don't want any unhappy people inside Endurance Nation. We want folks who are ready to take charge, ready to do the work and be successful. If you've got questions about the out season, we've recorded a webinar about it and I'll include the link so you can get a download to it. And you can always go to our calendar and I'll include that link as well as an opportunity to tune into whatever our next live educational event is and learn more about how we train and race. Of course, you can always go to endurancestation.us where you can sign up for any one of our free courses. But for the out season, you'll want to go to endurancestation.us/outseason, OUTSEASON, to find the program and to sign up. It's got dynamic pricing. So the earlier slots are cheaper. And the longer you go, every 20 slots, the price goes up. So I hope you get in before November 4th comes. The doors will close. And at that point in time, you'll have to wait until January to start with us again in the second session of the out season. It's a fun protocol. It's a great time to be training. It's totally new for most athletes. And it's hard to believe that the winter could be so much fun and so effective at the same time. But you'll see for yourself. I look forward to seeing you inside the team. Have a fantastic week. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.